There's a couple of things I want to show because it seems like you can't. People thought the protests for Palestine were all over because Christmas has come, but it's triggered more than than they thought. This is in the last week in Camden, and then I'll show what happened in Oxford Street.
Stop the genocide!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
End apartheid!
End apartheid!
Stop the genocide!
Stop the genocide!
I was just doing a bit of shopping, but you know, when you see something that really matters in life, I mean, honestly, it's not really a question of what's right and wrong. It's a question of why is no one doing anything to stop the severe injustice that's happening in Palestine right now. I mean, children dying, you know, 10,000 children is a crazy, crazy number. And, you know, no matter where I am in London, in wherever I am, if I see something like this happening, I have to come and support, right? I mean, it's a human decision. It's not about who you are, where you're from, what religion you are, you know. I don't even know any of that stuff, but all I know is that we need peace. We need the Palestinians to keep their land. It's an apartheid right now happening in front of our eyes. You know, we always ask what would happen back in the day. What would you do during the Nazi times? Well, what would you do during this time? Because this is the worst time right now. It's happening right in front of our eyes again. So let's all get together and make sure it stops. Richie Sunak, my eyes are on you, bro. What the fuck is he doing?
I think it's amazing. Like, it's 70 days plus now that it's been happening, and these guys are far away from it. They don't need to do this. But I feel like because of that, I mean, the voice of the people in Gaza is being heard in London, like, you know, and that's amazing.
We've taken to the streets, millions have taken to the streets to show their discontent with this genocidal war, and we are not being listened to. And it's time Keir Starmer listens and gives an alternative for once.
Israel has really taken things out of proportion. They are lying through their teeth and trying to justify killing people. I'm saying killing people because this isn't just Palestinian people. These are people, these are human beings trying to live their everyday life like all of us. There is no justification in the world to kill masses of people, children, babies, and women. And our world is trying to tell us this is okay. Our governments are trying to tell us this is okay. Israel is defending themselves. We're not blind. We can see what's wrong. It is deeply wrong.
And just to show where you were yesterday, Marlon. This is Oxford Street during the busiest shopping day of the year.
From these protesters was to disrupt Christmas, and I think it's fair to say they are achieving that. The traffic's still moving eastbound here on Oxford Street, but they've completely blocked the part of the road heading towards Oxford Circus. And actually, as they turned down Soho Street from Soho Square, where they met, Zara on the corner there locked the doors, security quick to shut the doors, shutting shoppers in and shoppers out. They've made it clear that if church leaders in Bethlehem have made a decision that there will be no celebrations of Christmas this year, then they support that, which is why the decision has been made to choose this very busy location just 2 days before Christmas. The banners say it all. Sisters stand with Gaza, free Palestine. A great big banner earlier as well saying ceasefire now. I mean, that is the strong message.
So Uh, I thought it was all over before Christmas. So what happened there? How short notice was that demo? When did you hear about it?
Hi, Crispin. Hi, everyone. So earlier this week, we knew something was going to happen, but we weren't told when or where. We just knew it would happen on the 23rd of December. And then yesterday, 23rd, we were told where it would be happening and what time. So I was told about 10 a.m. in the morning where it would be. But even when I got there, I was a bit taken aback because I just assumed it was just going to be a sit in the park in Soho Park, which was a bit disappointing. And then I found out subsequently that it was going to be a march where we were going to shut down Oxford Street, target Zara and Puma because of their role in what's happening in Gaza, and to target Carnaby Street as well. So I was really impressed with the organization, the fact that they weren't working with the police, the fact that everything was done last minute, yet they still had a huge turnout, and that we targeted these industries that are benefiting from the bloodshed of the innocent victims in Palestine. And I just thought it was such a great way to end the year and a great way to start the new year as well, because everyone feels really motivated after yesterday. I feel like, honestly, that's one of the best protests I've been to in the last 7, 8 weeks, because the way it was so organized and it targeted the right places and it was completely peaceful. As far as I know, there was no arrests. And even if there were arrests, let's be honest, like your last speakers have been speaking about before, it doesn't matter if people get arrested, because a lot of times when people are arrested, they haven't done anything wrong. And actually, we've made a lot of people angry, the right people angry. So a lot of the right wingers, a lot of the GB News people, and we've affected capital. And I think if we want to win this war, we have to affect them in their pockets.
Yeah, fantastic. And the idea of doing it at short notice, I mean, and also not telling the police, you said. So is that a weakness, do you think, of the other demos, the bigger ones?
Massively. Sisters Uncut, who are a massive organization, women-led, trans women-led, women of color primarily. I've done a lot of work with them, and they never work with the police. And also, it makes people like me from marginalized communities, like your guest earlier was saying, like if you're black or working class, you're more likely to be targeted by the police. It makes me feel much more safe to go to a protest that is not working hand in hand with the police. So the police were running all over the place, they didn't know what was going on, they didn't know how to respond, and also they didn't know how to respond because we were completely peaceful. We weren't doing anything that was illegal, although again, you can just walk down the street and wear a sign that says "Freedom to Palestine." You get arrested these days. So yeah, and also a lot of people who I speak to are really upset that the next big march isn't until mid-January. I think that's too long to wait. How can we celebrate Christmas and ignore what's going on in Palestine and wait until January, the mid of January? A lot of people were like, we need to keep the momentum going. We need to keep doing things now. And that's why Sisters Uncut were like, you know what? Let's do something now. And they did the same thing in response to the Sarah Everard murder as well. When Reclaim the Streets were meant to do a vigil and the police told them not to, Reclaim the Streets left the vigil, and Sisters Uncut came there and took over, essentially. So that's why full credit to Sisters Uncut for not letting the momentum disappear and to keep it moving.